What's up guys, and welcome back to some more Sun and Moon coverage and Mega Evolution speculation for the Kanto region, and this is going to be the last part. We're going through the whole Kanto region and speculating on every possible Mega there could be. After this video, a couple of days later, there will be a top 10, or my top 10 Pokemon from the Kanto region that deserve Mega Evolutions, so keep your eyes on that. I'm going to pick out 10 Pokemon that I've covered, and the ones that I feel deserve Mega Evolutions the most, and I'll talk a bit more about them then. So, starting off today, we're going to have a look at Mega Snorlax. So, Snorlax, normal type from Generation 1, we all know that, stuck on the road. Mega Snorlax, it's an interesting concept. I love this the design for it here. It just looks really cool. I don't know why. He's slimmed up a bit and he's gotten a bit sort of more active, I guess, but it still looks really cool. Normal typing is the typing I would have to say for Mega Snorlax. I couldn't see it gaining an extra type at all. It's just something I can't imagine. What would you give it? Exactly. There's no I don't know. It's just that's it. I can't think of anything else, guys. So that is that. But I can't think of any typing for Mega Snorlax apart from normal. If you guys have any ideas, do let me know down below though. Stat change wise for Mega Snorlax, I feel like it would gain some bulk in special defense, not necessarily physical defense because it doesn't really have that high physical defense anyway, and I don't feel like that would be a big focus. Maybe a bit of a boost, but not a huge boost. The main bulk would be in special defense, and I also think it would get a pretty good physical attacking boost as well. Because I feel like a Mega Snorlax, if it's going to happen, it's not going to be, he's not going to be as big as he is in his normal form. He's going to slim up as we see in this design here. So he's going to have some sort of, bit more ease of actually attacking people, and it's obviously not going to be a special attack. Its speed is not going to go higher, so it's going to be physical attack, and obviously then it's just defense is getting a bit of a boost as well. Speed will probably get a decent boost too, especially if he slims up a bit. It just won't be amazingly huge. And then ability, it can carry across one of its normal abilities, which is Thick Fats, which would allow it to resist water and ice type moves a lot easier. Water, fire and ice type moves. I said water the other day when I talked about Thick Fat, and it's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Fire and ice type moves would allow it to just the same as normal Snorlax, take it a bit more easier. But I feel like maybe that's not going to work as well for a Mega Snorlax. One I did think of though was Regenerator, which is a bit weird, but Regenerator maybe is not the weirdest thing. Just healing some health points when he switches out of battle, because Snorlax is a lazy guy. So maybe if he gets to come out of battle and just sit around for a bit and have a little relax, he just gains some more health points while he's doing that, maybe. I don't know. I couldn't think of much else for Mega Snorlax here, because I didn't want to give it like a super offensive ability like Moxie or Adaptability, for example. But then again, you don't want to give it something like Filter, because you're trying to sort of shy away from the physical tank. So if you guys have any ideas, feel free to let me know down below. But then we move on to the legendaries of Kanto, starting off with Uno, Dos and Tres. Mega Articuno is up first, the Ice Flying legendary from the Kanto region. What typing would it be if it were to get a Mega Evolution? Probably just Ice Flying, I mean, if the bird trio were to get Mega Evolutions, I can't see them changing type. It's a very unlikely occurrence, but I can't see them changing the type of legendaries that get Megas. For example, we have Rayquaza and Diancie, two legendaries that have Megas rather, and they're both the same type. So I mean, legendaries really they're made by the types they are. You can't imagine Articuno being anything other than a flying ice bird, you see. So Ice Flying would have to stay as a typing. Stat change for Mega Articuno, I sort of related these stat changes across this trio as well, because I feel like that would be the way to do it. But for Articuno particularly, I feel like it'd be get a decent boost in special attack, as well as getting a decent boost in special defense too, to bulk up its special side, in general. Physical defense is never going to be that huge because it's a bird. It's a pretty weak bird as well. You can see, at least in Articuno's normal design, it has very thin wings, a very thin body. It's not going to be able to take physical hits very well. Special hits, though, if it were to get, its wings could be used to defend that sort of thing. So special is a bit more believable in terms of getting some bulk there. Speed, it might get a decent speed boost as well, but I feel like its two main stats would be special attack and special defense. Just, obviously special attack just to do a load of damage, and then you have sort of physical defense be its lowest stat to not be able to take those hits very well. Ability wise, I've listed pressure here because obviously it's a normal ability, but if they were to happen, I would not expect them to carry across pressure, because pressure is just a terrible ability for legendaries to have. I'm glad they're not doing it anymore. But the other ability I've listed here is Snow Warning. I feel that would be really interesting for Mega Articuno to have, because I would have it for all 3 of these bird trios, an individual weather sort of ability if I could. Obviously Zapdos hasn't really got anything apart from rain, but Snow Warning I think would be pretty good for Articuno, it would just be, whoa, Mega Articuno is here, look at all the snow around it sort of thing. And obviously it would allow it to use Blizzard 100% accuracy, so it would be pretty good. I'm not going to complain about that, but I feel like Snow Warning would be pretty good there for Mega Articuno. If we then move on to the second bird for the trio, Mega Zapdos. Obviously the electric flying one of the trio. Again, I can't really see any typing except for electric flying for it to Mega Evolution, but I want to point out I really do love this Mega design here. It looks awesome, sort of having Zapdos' wings are splayed anyway, I'm not too keen on the wing design here because it does stray from normal Zapdos' wing design, but if it was slightly similar to it, it would look pretty good. And I also love the sort of the thunder clouds or storm clouds on its tail. That looks really cool because it just looks, it's the sort of thing you expect to see just following Zapdos around or see Zapdos in. Stat change wise for Zapdos, I would again see a special attack boost, but this time I'd also see a physical defense boost. Zapdos is the most physically bulky out of the whole trio, I believe. At least that's what you can do in competitive. You can use it in a physical sort of stature and use it as a physical tank. So I feel like having a special attack and defense boost as its main boosts, as well as having maybe a small speed boost, a small attack boost, and a small special defense boost would be pretty good here. It would allow it to be a physical tank, as well as being able to deal decent damage back specially, but I do feel its physical defense would be the highest stat maybe, or very close to the highest stat, because that's what you'd have to build off of there. Ability wise, obviously pressure again, unlikely to happen though, even less likely than the mega chances to happen. Static is one I've listed here, just as a possibility I suppose if people were to attack it physically, because obviously physical tank, maybe they're not going to attack it physically. On the other hand, if they do attack it physically, they don't do much damage, plus they could also get paralyzed, so it's like a double whammy. Motor Drive is another one I thought of, so if it gets hit by an electric type move, it gets a special attack boost, I believe, off the top of my head, or a speed boost. There might be either of those, I don't know, but something that boosts it up if it were to get hit by an electric type move. However, I was just literally just now, when I was thinking about Snow Warning and talking about for Articuno, Zapdos could get Drizzle. It would be a really, really weird thing for it to have, but why I say it should get Drizzle is so that it would be able to use Thunder, like 100%, 100% accuracy sort of thing. Which would be possible, but I guess Drizzle just wouldn't make sense for Zapdos to have as an ability. Maybe something similar if they were able to change up weather and have rain just to be rain and not have any clouds involved. So Thunder is only 100% when you get onto Thunderstorm, which you can have an ability to summon a Thunderstorm, for example, and then have Thunderstorm as a different type of thing that would power up electric moves during the storm. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out here, guys. But maybe not. I mean, Zapdos is sort of the odd one out here. Doesn't really have a weather type to itself. But then of course there's Moltres, which does have a weather type to itself. Mega Moltres, of course. Fire Flying type of the trio. Again, typing for Mega Moltres, it's probably going to stay Fire Flying. To be honest, it's not going to change at all. I really like the design for this Mega Moltres as well. There's not a huge change to it, although it's its whole body almost gets engulfed in flame. It's very similar to normal Moltres apart from the colouring. But apart from that, it's just the flames engulfing it, and that's really what you'd expect from Mega Moltres. But I do like the colour change there. Stat change wise for Mega Moltres. Similarly, again, I would expect a special attack boost, since that's what the whole of the trio are sort of related to. But instead of a special defense or a defense boost, I would expect a big speed boost here to make Mega Moltres this nice, speedy, fast-flying, fire bird, basically, just to be able to zip about everywhere and deal some decent damage, but also being really quite fast. Of course, this means both its defenses would be fairly low, and also its physical attack would be decently low as well. But it might get they'll get a boost, but they wouldn't be amazingly high. Whereas Articuno and Zapdos both have one good defense. Ability wise, again I've listed pressure here, but it's unlikely to happen. And then again I've listed flame body, very similar to static. If someone were to attack it physically, it might get burned. Maybe not. Maybe obviously we're not going to have very high defenses, so it wouldn't be brilliant. And the last one ability I've listed here is Drought. So Drought will be really good for Moltres, obviously, because Sun powers up fire type moves, and also I think Moltres has Solar Beam, so Solar Beam will obviously be a one-turn thing. Very similar to Snow Warning for Articuno. I feel like this would be the best one to have for Moltres, because obviously it would just bring the sun out, because it's a pretty good, it's a Mega Moltres, so why not? If Mega Articuno is going to bring the snow with it, why can't Mega Moltres bring some blistering heat with it? Make a lot of sense in my opinion. Of course, if only Zapdos could have a thunderstorm, it would be perfect for the whole trio. But those are legendary birds, and then let's move on to a Mega everyone wants to see. Mega, or not everyone, but you get the idea. Mega Dragonite. So, Dragonite obviously being a dragon flying type, I feel like a Mega Dragonite would be really interesting to see. Maybe not, you know, like, oh yeah, brilliant, you know, we've got to have a Mega Dragonite because, you know, they've all got other Megas, you know, anyway. No, I feel like it'd just be interesting to see a Mega Dragonite, see what they would do with it. I love this design here, and it sort of harmonises one of the typings here. It could either stay dragon flying, of course, or it could become a dragon water type. Bit of an interesting typing for Mega Dragonite to have, since obviously it's been dragon flying for so long. But it's a possibility, especially with this design, and also all the sort of the lore behind Dratinian, you know, Dragonair living in lakes and sea and stuff, underground lakes, stuff like that. The water type would make a lot of sense there. Stat change wise for Mega Dragonite, I feel like it would become, or it is already, but you know, it would get boosters. What the hell did I? Okay, boosts in physical attack, because it is a physical attacker, so it will be able to just do decent damage with Earthquake, Dragon Claw, Aqua Tail, I'm pretty sure it gets Aqua Tail, Dragon Tail, stuff like that, as well as getting boost in special defense, because, I mean, you look at Dragonite, it's not going to take physical attacks as well as it is special attacks, so I would say a big boost in attack and big boost in special defense, as well as obviously reasonable boosts in special attack and a reasonable boost in physical defense too. Maybe not a huge boost in speed, maybe a small boost in speed, or, you know, no boost at all. I wouldn't expect any stats to get lowered though, because obviously that would just hurt Dragonite in general. Ability wise, it could carry across multi-scale, just so you still get the extra sort of boost of not taking as much damage on the first turn, or of course they could change it and say, okay, you stay as normal Dragonite for your first attack, you know, then you take some damage with multi-scale and then you Mega Evolve. It will depend obviously on the defense boost, you get the idea. It could get a different ability. One could be adaptability here, and that would be really powerful if it's a dragon and water type, because it gets, you know, 3 times stab on dragon and then 3 times stab on water type moves. I mean, even though if it was dragon flying still, that would still be pretty good, because you still get, you know, wing attack and wing attack. You guys get the idea now. But adaptability would be good, or if it were to become a dragon water type, it could also get Drizzle. That's a possibility, I suppose. If it to become a sort of water dragon, Drizzle would make sense, I suppose. And obviously it would help again power up any water type moves it has. Although it might be too sort of out of the park, you know, if you guys get, you know, feel my drift there. Yeah, okay, you give it a water type, that's fair enough, but giving it Drizzle as well, maybe a bit too much. So adaptability, I think, would be really, really cool for Mega Dragonite, just to give it so much power and allow you to use it so sort of usefully, I guess. If that's a word or a phrase, that's very good. But you guys get the idea there. I'd love to see a Mega Dragonite. If you do, let me know down below. And we'll then move on to the final Pokemon for the Kanto Mega Evolutions Speculation, which is going to be Mega Mew. Of course, Mew, 151 in the dex. Gotta look at it. It's unlikely, in my opinion, we're going to get a Mega Mew since we have 2 Mega Mewtwo's, but of course you could then be of the other side, oh yeah, we got a Mega Mewtwo, so why the hell don't we get a Mega Mew? Mewtwo's an artificial Pokemon, Mew is natural, so it would only make sense we get a Mega Mew. Who knows though? So Mew is a Psychic type. In terms of what typing a Mega Mew could be, I would like to see it being pure Psychic again, because that would, you know, it would only make sense to carry across the typing, or it could become like Psychic Fairy or something along the lines, but in the end the typing doesn't matter from what I'm going to say in a minute. Stat change wise, I've just said all stats, you know, Mew is a Pokemon with 100 in all base stats. It would only make sense when those stats increase to give it exactly the same across. I mean, it gets like 100, you know, plus 100 overall for Megas, so I feel like it would just get plus 20, or I mean, it can't get on health points, so that's one thing, so it would just get, yeah, plus 20 on attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed. Plus 20 across. It wouldn't be a hugely powerful Pokemon, because obviously 120 isn't like a really high stat, but it is pretty high, and of course it's spread out across the whole, so it's not like you're going to have particularly you know, slow, particularly weak in terms of attacks, or particularly, you know, weak in terms of defense. And the ability I would love to see, if Mega Mew is going to happen, I will only be sort of happy with it on one condition: give it Protean. Give it Protean, give it Protean as the ability. It would only make sense. Mew is the ancestor of all Pokemon, so all Pokemon are descended from it. Mew can use Transform to transform into any other Pokemon, so why not have Protean as the Mega Mew's ability to be able to change into any type, depending on what move you're using. Very similar, obviously Greninja has the same ability. So it only makes sense to reuse it again on Mega Mew. Mega Mew would be like the main G to use it on. It would only make sense here, because obviously then you can choose whatever moves you want to use, you get stab on all of them, and you can just build it how you want. You have the same physical attack as you do special attack, so you can have a physical Mew, a special Mew, a physically defensive Mew, a specially defensive Mew, whatever you want to do, build your own Mew. I think, like, you know, Mega Mew would be interesting if it had Protean, because it would just make it so flexible. Otherwise, you're just sort of resigned to having a special attacking Mew with Psychic, maybe it Recover or whatever else it gets, you know, and be sort of refined to what you can actually do. Whereas with Protean, freedom is all yours. The freedom is all yours. But guys, those are just my thoughts. As I mentioned at the start, there will be a top 10 coming up soon for my top 10 choices for from all these Pokemon, over which one should actually get Mega Evolutions, which one deserves them most. But that's it for me for now. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and let me know what you thought of these Megas. But I'll be seeing you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, my friends.